ethics or morals, 'cause the money is where it's at. Get back. Think you buy 2 dogs, a breed to make money and get fat like that. Get back. Better learn your breed standards and genetics before you get trapped. Get back. Never tried this with a smile, looking at you ready to attack. Get back. Now you cry cause you stuck with pups and the money ain't rolling like that. Get back. Oh, Mike, Donald, and Kyle told to take it serious as a heart attack. Get back. Now you out your coattail riding, booty clapping, talking crap and all that. Get back. You was busy counting money like a chicken counting eggs that haven't hatched. Get back. Genetic testing, that's for losers. You said you never needed that. Get back. Now you produce the litter of kicktails and cockeyed puppies, talking about this where it's at. Get back. You wonder why numb ones looking, hey, yo, where the buyers at. Get back. Now the market is correcting and you jumping shit like a fat rat. Get back. You didn't respect the process of the game you swore you was good at. Get back. Now you crying on social media, where is my help at? Get back. The game that you played just played you back. Get back. We ain't got time for games, where are the real breeders? Get back. Every Monday 8 p.m. Monday Bully Live is where it's at. Get back. On a live experience, breeders answer questions and all that. Get back. To all them people in the back, where them haters at. Get back. To those that lost a shirt, thinking this a game, don't come back. Get back. When it was time to step it up and take it serious, that's when you laugh. Get back. Now you on social media, telling everyone your heart ain't in it, but we know where it's at. Watch our videos, ask the questions, join the live and ask. Get back. No shortcut to success, I thought your parents taught you that. Get back.
Monday Bully Live. What is going on, guys? On our new time, 6 p.m. Mondays. Due to Monday Night Football, we don't want to be clashing with them people over there. Next thing you know, nobody's going to want to watch NFL football. And I don't know, what is it? The commissioner they got over there, he might send some people over here or something. I don't know, man. Either way, I got my dudes in the back. But I do want to share this with you guys before we get started today. I've had a lot of people ask me, like, what do I think? Do small breeders produce better, or is it the big breeders that have it all? And, you know, to be honest with you, I kind of feel like the small breeders are really the ones that are doing all the producing. It's usually the big breeder that takes advantage of the situation. That's really what it is, in my opinion. But either way, I've dropped the link on our community tab. Go ahead and vote. You don't have to be a member. I just want to know exactly what you think. Who do you think is producing the dogs? Is it the small breeder or is it the big breeder? Either way, man, let's get this thing started. I got my dude, Gary Pope. We got our guys, Gaines Bullies. And I got my guy, Jerry James.
Jerry James in the building.
Yes.
So
listen, guys, this is Gary Pope from King Pope Kennels, man.
Yes, sir.
Introducing you to Mike Green and Donald Gaines over there. They're hard to tell apart.
That's Mike Green. I'm Donald Gaines.
Donald Gaines.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got
halftime. Yeah, we'll switch at halftime. Just
we got their triplet brother down here at with Jerry James. I'm glad he's got his own little square, man. Otherwise, if they were all three in the same place, I really couldn't tell them apart, man.
Good stuff.
Hey, they big breeder, little breeder, man. I feel that if it's a little breeder and he got access to some of the big breeders' yards, I think they produce. I think the big breeders, man, they have networked a whole lot and network with good dogs. So I'm saying big breeders, and then if you got a little breeder in there that's using and networking and getting mentored by these big breeders, they producing their ass off too. So that's just me.
No, I couldn't agree with you more, man. I think you're absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. the big breeder has been networking, has been known in the community, has been marketing. And so everything becomes a little bit more accessible once you're at that point versus when you first start. But I will tell you, especially in these last 5 years, there's some small camps, bro, that are bringing in some serious fire. And it's just a matter of being a breeder. Doesn't matter if you're all the way up here or you're all the way down here. If you know what you're doing and you're sticking to your guns, I don't care who you are, you're going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
You got to reinvest into your program.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's one of the reasons why we brought Harry Pope or King Pope Kennels in here today, is because I came across his page a short while back. I seen a breeding he did. I seen a ped he put together. Now, mind you guys, I am not impressed by peds. I look at the dog in front of me. We look at the ped later on. But in this particular situation, what inspired me more than anything was I could tell it took years for him to put this thing together. And, I was talking to you before we came on, bro. I'm very impressed. Gary, do me a favor, man. Introduce yourself to everyone and talk to us. Tell us how long you've been breeding. Give us your insight, man.
Gary Pope, King Pope Kennels. I've been breeding since around 2016. Produced my boy 3-time champion, Sir Sincere, around 2018. I think he was when his litter dropped, him and his sister Mercy. Then took Mercy to a bunch of grand champions and produced, we had 3 ABKC champions, 5 UKC titles, and it has an ICB title. So we have 5. My last 5 productions, we champed out a dog at least in the UKC, then 3 with ABKC, and we got 9 champion titles and a few champion wins and stuff in ABKC.
That's pretty good. So 9 champion titles and what? 8 years? That's 8 years.
I was showing Sincere. I took him to a couple fun shows first just to get my feet wet, see what was going on, and he took Best in Show once and took I think it was called People's Champ to one show, it was off the crowd with
right
cheering for him or whatever. And so that's what made me go to my first show out in Georgia, ABKC, and we came home with nothing. And that just got me fired up to be like, all right.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
definitely get a clap from us, man. Look, real quick, man. And, Gary, I know somebody looking at your camp may consider you a small kennel. I'm the first person to say real recognizes real. And the minute I seen everything that's going on in your camp, I immediately realized, bro, this dude knows what he's doing over there. Number love, man. I call it like I see it. I reached out to Gaines. I reached out to Mike Green. I reached down to Donald. What did I tell you guys? And what did y'all tell me in return?
I told you that. Hey, I'm going to tell you straight. I said, hey, man, don't buy no more puppies, man. You got what you got in your yard. And then he showed me some photos of the puppies, and I like, man, I don't even care about that. You know what? Let's see. Oh, he showed me the pad first, and then I said, man, I ain't. It's put together what the puppies look like. And when he showed me the puppies, man, I was sold, man. I was like, God damn, Raul, man, you damn pull one off there, man.
To get back to that first question you asked, big kennel, little kennel, or whatever, I think Gary's probably a good example of someone that is a small kennel, but he's using all the tricks of the trade that belong to the big kennel, and then he's doing it in a manner that just, what could you do besides that pad that he put together?
Yeah, we're gonna bring
Donald speaks.
We're gonna bring his pet here in a second, but Gary, before we bring the pet, one of our members, one of our members over here, Drippy, is asking you a question. So for the smaller breeders, and this for everybody in the room, so Jerry, I need you to jump in. So for the smaller breeders starting out, what generation is best to keep a stud?
Like with Sincere, I didn't keep. Well, I kept a male before him off of a dog named Powhatan, but male turned out a little. He was a little easty westy and stuff, and like I seen Shamrock and a few other dogs by then, and I was like, yeah, we're going with Shamrock. And so when I bred the Shamrock, that's when I produced Sincere and his sister, and yeah, like he wasn't the biggest dog in the litter, nothing. I mean, I kept, you know what I'm saying, 2 puppies off the litter, but I don't know exactly how to put gender. I mean, I guess you would almost have to see the puppies more than anything, and you know what I'm saying, get that feeling off of that puppy to know, you know what I'm saying, that's the one to keep, then over just the color or anything, you know what I'm saying, like, oh man, he was the biggest one when they was born or something stupid like that. I mean, when I've seen it, but yeah.
Let me ask you all this. Am I the only person in here that believes in a dynamic kennel? Meaning I have a set number, and for a one coming in, one must go out. Let's go around.
Yeah, I'm keeping them all.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a hoarder over here in Jerry.
I think being dynamic
is
the best thing to do, man. Because you keep the quality of dogs up. So say you're a kennel, we talk about big kennel, little kennel. So a kennel that has 40 dogs that are only producing, you know, that their odds are higher to produce 2 dogs versus somebody who have maybe 12 dogs that are producing 5 and 6 dogs out of there. I think you know what I mean, being dynamic and what he said, the key is knowing what you're looking like, knowing what you're looking at. So
guys,
huh?
Define big kennel versus little kennel.
I say a big kennel is well really, yeah, you're right. What's a big kennel?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I would say 5 or 6 studs on ground, and they got a dozen or more females. I would call that a big kennel, and little kennel would be maybe like at the most 2 studs and 4 or 5 females.
Fair.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot smaller than that, but I like you delimiting it at 2 studs and 4 to 5 females. That's fair enough. Real quick, guys, just real quick. I gotta do a quick shout out, man, because the way it goes, we got ourselves a new member in Rican Blues, man. So number love, Rican Blues, Hollywood. Go ahead and drop it.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. We're on here every Monday, 6 p.m. now. So we don't ruin Monday Night Football for all of y'all, because I know you ain't going to be watching football. You're going to be watching us. I get it, man. But let's give the NFL a chance here. Let me just say this. Let me say, hey, listen, we had a couple people, Christopher Holiday over here. He trolling you over there, Mike, because I'm no longer a Cowboy fan, bro. I gave up. I'm done. I'm done, man. 45 years, done.
Yeah, I might have went to New Orleans, man.
Yeah, this is their best week. This is the Cowboys' best week, man. It's a bye week.
Yeah.
I heard they still lost, man. But hey, real quick on Drippy. This is my answer. What's that? Go ahead.
We can't wait to Thanksgiving on this side.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me you're a Philly fan.
Nah, Redskins.
Oh, Redskins.
Hey, okay. Where did my guy go? Where did he go? He said Redskin.
He said Redskin, and he vanished.
We lost him. We lost him. Nah, man. Not Kyle. Leave it alone, man. I'm messing around, bro.
There we go.
I'm pushing you off the platform, and Kyle keeps bringing you back, man.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. No, I just wanted to answer Drippy real quick. Drippy, look, man, as a dynamic kennel, for me, here's the deal. You could keep a pup, a stud, on 0 generation 1 through 10 if you wanted to. Your mindset, however, is My job is to outproduce that stud. And when he gets outproduced, he needs to go out the door and the better production needs to come in. That's the difference between the mindset of a pet owner and a dog breeder. A dog breeder has to make those difficult decisions. Now, when I say the dog has to leave, he may not have to leave your yard. I'm talking about your breeding program. The minute you have outproduced that dog, there is no more use for that dog in your program unless you're looking to do a grandparent breeding in order to, maintain your bloodline, that sort of thing. But the minute you outproduce them, 9 times out of 10, that dog goes in the background. He's not a main stud in the yard. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's my response to that question. Any rebuttals, Jerry James?
I agree. I think, speaking from experience, right, and what I'm trying to do, and the difference is, are we talking about a bought stud or a produced stud, right? And so, you can buy one, and then, obviously it turns out, and you're like, oh, I'm going to keep him. But a production, I think, you're probably, depending on your females, you're probably looking second, third generation before you probably produce a dog with strong enough genetics that you may want to keep that dog around as a stud for your program, depending on, of course, how they turn out.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. What happens in your camp for you to move away from a stud, Jerry? What needs to happen? Did you outproduce him? Did you buy one better? Is he not producing? What are the reasons that you move away from a stud?
For me, it would just be the quality of his offspring over, say, 2 or 3 different types of females, given maybe different phenotypes or something, and see how he does with those. If he passes along his quality traits that we're looking for, and I'll give you, for instance, Buster, he's got strengths and weaknesses like any dog. But if he passes along that headpiece and that bone, right, and that short back and those traits to those dogs, well, I'm gonna hang on to him because I can work with him. Me personally, I'm waiting on the right dog in my camp to use him, but I think that's only responsible. I don't think you just because you have a stud, I don't know that you just breed him indiscriminately. There are, the right way to construct your yard, I feel like, and then, could I breed him to everything I got out there? Yeah, but I don't think you take a dog with a certain fault and breed it to another dog with the same exact fault and hope for a better outcome. I just don't feel like you do that.
Right. Let me ask Gary. I want to hear what he's got to say. Gary, talk to me, man. When is it time to move away from a stud in your eyes?
Like he said, when he's not producing what you want, and sometimes like he said, if you produce the male and that he's a good producer, he holds his own and everything, then say if you got another branch basically to your yard that's going on, like you then bought a new female and you're starting with new, branch basically to your family tree,
to your line.
Maybe you want to bring that side of your camp to the other side of your camp to kind of bring them together. If you say if he's a more classic style male and you got an overdone female on the other side, and maybe you bring them together to try to clean it up some and get something in the middle, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
perfect.
How about you, Gage? Talk to me,
man. I think that
is that you, Mike? Is that Mike Green?
Yeah, Mike Green on the mic. Hey, I think that you can come up with all the plans you want to, but if a male comes out of there and he's by far your best looking pup that you've seen in your last 2 or 3 litters, and he's bred with a popular pedigree, somebody is going to be able to use that dog. Maybe if you say you had a COI that was gonna, I'll give you an example. We have not seen a pup come out that looked like Tugboat. and we did not have a plan to keep a stud off of that litter. We were going to keep a female, but we had not seen anything that looked like him as a pup. He just so big and so massive and bone and big head, but he's a Waffle House son, so he'll be able to be used by a lot of other people, without them, breeding a 40 COI to a related 40 COI, so you got Tugboat right there around 15 that goes good with any of the Waffle studs. He's done great with the Lucky Blood, and it just depends on are you trying to put him out there as a stud that can help other people, or are you just building for your yard?
Right. How many times would you breed a stud to judge whether he's a producer or not? I mean, when do you find out if that dog is not producing? 3 times, Jerry?
I think I agree with Jerry on that one.
Yeah,
You're going to have a good idea. Now, with that being said, if you're out here with a stud that has a koi of, say, 15, and you're breeding the females that are in the 30s, and you're setting yourself up for failure at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're doing it and your dog, and you feel, say it was a 50-50 studding, and you're like, okay, on a 10-pup litter, I should be looking at 2 pups that should be show quality or looking like that or bringing this feature or whatnot. You do it, you run it 3 times and you get nothing. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
But what if you're breeding that 15 to a 30 and it falls along the same lines?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Your expectations. This is why we educate people about koi on this channel. If you have a male with a koi of 15 and he's going up against a koi of 35, you cannot expect your male to go in there and dominate that litter. It's just not going to happen.
What if they were closely related to start with, though? Like a line breeding to a 30 good-looking Waffle daughter, and he's a Waffle son at a low COI.
Okay.
I would consider that going to really bake in those traits.
Good point. Good, excellent point. Excellent point. And yes, I want to see those traits come in, but I go ahead and do that breeding, and I get a litter of scatterbred dogs. There's a problem, especially if that female already produced.
Yeah.
And you have that information to go off of, right?
Right.
The other thing Jerry was saying, and I think is a valid point, if you have a dog, say, that's passing on shoulders and head, I feel that he is an asset and a value to your yard until your yard has either all of them got head and shoulders that are bigger or better than his and are able to pass it on. At that point, he loses his value. But until you reach that point, that dog will always have value in your yard. The other thing, because we have somebody here that commented, by the way, Raymond Bully says, old Jerry James a regular now? I love how they put the old there in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Tony Serta says, what if your stud produces something that looks better and you decide to push him back to let the new stud be the man, but doesn't outproduce itself? What do you do? Well, Tony, I don't want to speak for everybody here, but I'm going to speak for me. Before I'm pushing a stud out the door, I am guaranteeing to myself, 1, that he can't produce, or 2, that he's got no more value in my yard, because whatever he has to offer, I already have. Right? And 3, I'm going to let that young boy produce, and he better show me something before I let go of my stud. Especially if you got a stud that's only 3 years old. Yeah, no. Hold up, man. We're going to compete here. You got to show me you can produce. If I did decide to move my stud, say I send my stud to Mike Green over there, I'm making a deal with Mike Green, and we're going to sign a contract where it says I can use my stud whenever I need him. So if this young boy I'm putting all my eggs on doesn't do what he's supposed to do, Hey, Mike Green is walking him around, but he's still producing here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? How would you guys go about answering that question?
I tell you, the part that we were talking about, you get one, you move one. I don't think you have to really move one, but maybe you can just expand. And now he lives at somebody else's house in town, and they get to enjoy all the qualities of the pet. But you go over there with the gloves every once in a while, if necessary, So
Kyle, can I get a Yoda speaks, bro? Can I get a Yoda speaks?
Donald speaks.
I'm telling you, man, most definitely. I can tell you, you guys have seen I've been making a lot of moves in my yard, and people always saying the same thing. Oh, so where's 305? So he's no longer in the yard. Yeah, he's no longer physically in my yard, but I can tell you if I need him, I could use him. And that goes with just about everything else. That's just smart business, guys. But let me just say this, because up to now we've been answering questions, and I'm going to get back to it. But I want to show you guys what this dude right here below me, Gary Pope, did as far as compiling a pedigree. Gary, I'm gonna bring it on screen, and I want you to discuss it play by play, man. So this is the pedigree that we've been talking about right here. And this pedigree, let me zoom in. Doesn't hold on. Let me move this over. There you go. Let me zoom it in a little bit. All right, Gary, it's all yours, man. It's your pedigree, my friend. So break it down.
All right, I got bought my girl Bazaar. She's a daughter, and like I was saying, like earlier, like she was the new branch to the, the kennel. And so I took her to Zero for her first breeding, and produced girl Spiteful, her brother Demise, and Champion the Trauma. He's one of the dogs I forgot to mention. Well, I forgot to send you a picture of, but so then I took Spiteful and bred her to Grand Champion 7 for her first breeding. And that's the litter that we just produced. So it's the first of a few things ped wise, and I mean the 3 times cocaine cowgirl and
okay. Wait. Stop it right there, man. Stop it right there. So you know how it is. You know how this community works. People like to talk 3 times this, 4 times that. And, oh, my dog's great-grandfather was XYZ. Guys, you're looking at the correlation of relation right here, bro. If your dog's great-grandfather was XYZ, he is basically, pushing forward 12.5% versus, if you count them, 7 other dogs. This dude, if you go back, let's go back. First generation, second. This is third generation right here. If you look at this, the way this dude composed the third generation, you got Cocaine Cowboy here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times in the same generation. Now, granted, obviously, you got Zero here. That's Zero's mom. I get it. All right, I get that. But nonetheless, she got put over here. This is not Zero. If you look at the amount of relation that he's putting in here and the way he's putting it in, it's just phenomenal. You come here to the second generation, you got 0 2 times, right? So that's 50% of a possible 100%. And then you basically have Cocaine Cowgirl 3 times in the second generation, bro. Wow. I'm just, how long did it take you to put this thing together, bro?
I mean, I was looking at it ever since I first seen Zero at a show. I knew when I bought the Brim daughter that I was going to breed her to something Brim related, but I didn't really want to go with a straight direct Brim son. I've seen a couple people take Brim sons to Brim daughters, and I don't really like that result. And just too close to Grim up front was, I didn't want issues. So that's why I went with Zero, because it was pushed back on his mom's side, and it was opposite. Like if you look at Spiteful's head, Grim is on top and bottom. You know what I mean? On opposite, like on the same line, but yeah, top and bottom.
Okay, over here and over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, on them pens there, what makes it unique is where people would have used other breeders to use studs in that third generation. And everybody running the studs on that third generation.
He's got females.
On them females.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing that, you know, we planning our breeding to add Bad Betty in that generation like that. Just to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What we get out of it. But I want to focus on females like this being in that pedigree where people, regular breeder gonna disagree. They're gonna use the male studs. They done had 3 times Grim or 3 times Brim or 3 times what's his name, Zero or 7. Any of them dogs in that pedigree, they wouldn't have went 3 times Cocaine Cowgirl.
I wanted to put flyer, but the guy that made my flyer talked me out of it.
Can I say it again?
Yeah.
I said I wanted to put her on the flyer, but the guy that makes my flyer.
now, Gary,
too much information.
before we came on, what did I tell you impressed me the most about your pet, bro? What did I tell you exclusively?
The females, Cocaine and Remy.
Mhm.
Absolutely, bro. The other thing I wanted to ask you, Gary, you notice how there's red numbers and there's also black numbers underneath the PEDs?
Yep.
Just a question, man. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but are you aware what the red numbers are and why they're red and why the black ones are black? Okay, we just did this last week, so it's not.
He didn't attend class last week, Ro.
That's cool. That's cool.
He's making dogs. He's too busy making dogs.
He making dogs, man.
Hey,
I'm actually old. I'm 46. My eyes getting bad.
oh man, I'm 4 years ahead of you, bro. So just wait till you get to here.
I sent Kyle a picture.
46.
The screenshot of, like, it was a screenshot of my picture, but it was y'all's video, like in the top corner, because I was watching our video as I was sending him messages. So I'm pretty sure it was that video.
Well, basically, the red numbers are the positions that influence the X chromosome the most.
Okay, I knew that.
So the Y chromosome is what pushes forward to the male, and it does very little connection or meiosis. But the X chromosome, this is what your dogs really are walking around with, guys. And this dude has just done a phenomenal job piecing it together, man. My hat off to you, bro. You definitely did one hell of a job putting it together, bro. And how old are your pups now?
They just turned 2 weeks old yesterday.
Wow,
Great.
good stuff.
So Gary, do I see 5 times Grim and then 2 times Axel? Is that Axel in there?
2 times Axel, 2 times Bach Wahlberg, father. Yeah, it's a lot going on. And Seven's mother is Golden Child's little mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. But I say I studied a lot of PEDs, and I kind of, I'm saying, I ain't gonna say emulate all the way, but I kind of like, all right, I seen how they made Luca Brasi. All right, cool.
Right.
How they made Shamrock or whoever. And all right, we can like one of my breedings, I took basically grand champion John Wayne and took my Shamrock daughter, because I think his mom is a Shamrock daughter, to I think his father's Waffle House, but I took him to Shots Fired.
Yep.
Produced my boy Champion Crisis.
So in essence, what you're saying is, and this is quite funny because we do it all the time. What you're saying is you reverse engineered it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You basically saw their ped and you went back and you pieced it together, man. That's
the same way we bred the John Wayne, and that's the same way their pairs are made. Donald had a tight bred Lucky daughter, bred to some Blue Forest, Blue Edge, some older school stuff, and then we turned around and took her to John Wayne. So we had that Shamrock inbred, what was it, inbred Lucky,
Yeah,
and then the Heat Stroke Lucky mixed there, and then we added the Waffle House, and we got 2 grand champion ABKC grand champions out of it. That's Bass and Thor.
Yeah, out of 1 litter.
Out of 1 litter. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's definitely phenomenal, man. I just, it's refreshing to see a smaller breeder, quote unquote, because the whole bigger and smaller don't mean jack. It's what's between the 2 ears that count, bro, regardless how big you are. And go ahead, man.
Sorry to cut you off. A lot of people are reinvesting to their kennels. I mean, they take the money and run, as they say. I mean, I got studs locked in now. I got every breeding. I mean, I take and reinvest into my kennel. I mean, I'm getting something or paying for a stud fee. Or, what I'm saying? I'm already, because I already met the stud for the last 2 years anyway. So it's, I mean, it's like, all right, here it is. Let's get them now.
So you've been doing it since 2016, as you've been putting these matching up your dogs and picking out your pups. Is it easier now? Say the number of years you're doing in it, or is it harder? It's harder.
To pick a puppy.
To pick out a puppy, to do the matchups, because I know when somebody pick out a puppy in their head, they're probably about 2 years ahead of that puppy.
Because you got to be, because you got to think that this, what I'm saying? Yeah, he's just a puppy right now, but I got to wait to see what this dog is going to be in a couple of years and to match up what I got going on right now. That's, I'm saying, three years down the road before this certain breeding goes down and everything like that. So it's I go through a process. I mean, I didn't took Spiteful and Demise's litter. I took all the puppies all the way to a show, I think when they was 8 weeks old, just so Hannah and Dina and all of them can see him in person to, tell me what they think.
There you go.
Is it him? Which one? That one?
There you go.
Yeah. And Felix and all the hand. Yeah, I mean, I know the people.
Yeah.
So I don't got a problem live streaming them, take the dogs out in the yard and showing other people, people that I value to give me their opinion on what I'm looking at. Not tripping.
See, and that's the process, man. And that's where, so you're not a small breeder, you're a big breeder.
No, I'm tiny. I'm tiny.
No, you're a big breeder. You've been doing it.
Listen to what he's saying. Listen to
what he's saying. You've been doing it 16 years.
No.
Right?
No. 8 years.
Oh, 8 years. I'm sorry. 2016, right? And you mentioned Hannah and Pauline and all of them. You know what I mean? That caused network and creating great dogs for them, the big breeder, to be attracted to you, or somebody that been doing it longer than you to be attracted to what you got and give you their honest opinion, their feedback.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's always
the other real important part is humbling yourself and reaching out and being able to take somebody's opinion over what your little heart's desires telling you.
Oh, yeah.
How many times do I go to you, Mike or Donald? All right. How many times do I go to you to get confirmation as to what I'm looking at?
Yeah, it's back and forth. You do it.
Back
and doing it. You've been doing it longer than us, and you still. I mean, for you to come and ask, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? That's pretty honored that. And then I give you my straight up, you know what I mean? And you ain't got no, like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what?
Sometimes it's yes, and sometimes it's like, what's he talking about?
Right.
And sometimes if you know everything, you don't know nothing. You know what I mean? You got to keep that circle going, get other eyes and ears and stuff involved.
I truly believe that if you are not humble in front of the game is going to humble you sooner than later, bro.
Yep.
It's just the way it goes, man. I just, again, Gary, I love the fact that you're on here with us, showing people, hey, bro, I'm a small breeder in the eyes of the bully community, but I'm a big breeder amongst breeders.
Yeah.
Period.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's what matters, bro.
Yeah.
What everybody, you know, because the community, bro. I mean, let's be real, man. And those of you that watch us are going to be watching this. Please don't take what I'm about to say as an offense, right? We know that 90 some odd % of the community is misinformed. How many times do you come up with somebody's been breeding for 20 years and you're like, hey, bro, what's the koi? What is that? You've been breeding for 20 years, bro. What do you mean you don't know what the koi is? I'm not saying you need to base your entire program on genetics or anything like that. I'm not saying that.
Mhm.
But the basics, the little building blocks, the little Lego blocks, you better know that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, this dude down here, I can already tell, bro. It's just gonna be a matter of time, bro. It's just a matter of time.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, he already. Yeah, what you talking about?
Yeah.
Matter of time, my ass. I seen his dogs.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
He already
Raul,
here.
Yeah, he
let's
is.
let's hold his feet to the fire. Gary, what's your upper limit on inbreeding coefficient for your dogs?
Woo! There you go.
My what?
What's
What
your
is your ceiling for coefficient of inbreeding on a dog? How high do you want it?
Like on a dog that I produce or a dog that I breed to?
Talk to us both. Talk to us. Just answer the question.
I mean, I wouldn't. I would say for you know what I'm saying, depending on the feet, like if the female's low, like in the teens, I want a male that's higher. In their 20s to 30s, if possible. And like with, I say, and opposite. You know what I mean? If I got a female that's high, then I kind of still want a male that's high too, to be honest.
But I guess the question is when you're breeding a dog, when you're looking at your future production, right? You're putting a breeding together. Okay, so when you're looking at that, what is, you know, what's your risk tolerance, right? What's your upper limit? You know, so for instance, do you know what that pup right there from this pedigree that you showed us? What's the inbreeding coefficient on that? Do we know?
I didn't get the embark test. I'm sending it off for this week to get that. So
Okay.
he would definitely have that information in the next couple of weeks before they.
I can tell you, I've ran the numbers.
I think it's going to be up there. I think it's going to be in the 30s to 40s.
I think you're being modest
Yeah,
in the 30s. I think 38 to 45 is not out the question.
Yeah. And
I
that's
mean,
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Gary, since you're a guest and you're putting up with this, is if you'll send me the information, I'll model it for you in my software for free.
okay. Perfect.
there you go.
Perfect.
Big Jerry.
I appreciate it.
Big Jerry stepping up, man. Number love, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I like to see.
Yeah, Gary, if you take one of them pups and you send it to me, and I'll tell you in like 2 years whether it's worth a damn.
Yeah.
Free of charge, man.
Charge, yeah.
Charge.
We'll take it at a
Look at
45,
Donald.
50, and I'll breed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, look at Donald outdoing me, you know.
That's a
Real quick, we got
Oh.
Teray Thompson asking a question. And I think that this is an excellent question amongst breeders, bro. Teray is saying, and I want everybody to answer, what is a backyard breeder? Their term is used often, but not many know what it is. What's a backyard breeder, Jerry?
I think the term backyard breeder is used as a derogatory slang for someone who indiscriminately breeds dogs without any real forethought into what they're doing, right? Without any clue. So I really think that's when they talk about it, I think that's what they're talking about. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not breeding my dogs out in the front yard. They're gonna be in the backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could be the backyard or the garage or whatever, man.
Yeah.
I think that's what that term really means.
Yeah, Jerry.
Is somebody's just throwing dogs together that doesn't really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
and you know,
You have no idea. Like cousin got a dog and other cousin got one. Throw them two together. We got us a dog. That's it. No thought behind it.
Yeah, derogatory was the key term.
Yep.
I agree. Gary, what's a backyard breeder for you, man?
Yeah, things they said, like somebody just don't really care. They just, oh man, I got a male, got a female. We just go take them together, or they got stuck. They didn't even know they got stuck together, and next thing they know, they got puppies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I agree, man. Breeding on a hunch. Not if you're in the same place this year that you was 3 years ago, yeah, you're a backyard breeder. If you haven't grown between the ears in the last 2 or 3 years, yeah, you're a backyard breeder. You're not putting any effort into your craft. You're just letting two dogs mate, man. Anybody can do that, bro.
Right.
You could
so one more thing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll say with a lot of new breeders that I noticed, say if they buy a male and a female, right, as a puppy starting off, a lot of times regardless how the dogs turn out, they're going to breed those two dogs together.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
right.
So,
I mean, to me, that's almost backyard breeding. He did. You know what I mean? Like,
That is.
well, let's further it. Let's further it. I've sat here for a long time and said, if you come out here making breeding decisions, making monetary decisions over breeding, you're in a world of hurt. Can we consider somebody making monetary decisions on breeding a backyard breeder? Realistically.
No,
I'd say not all the way. I mean,
not all the way.
So I bought a $10,000 stud, and regardless how he turns out, I'm gonna breed him.
no, I say if they got a $1,500 male and a $1,500 female, and they breed them together, and they want $4,500 for a puppy.
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
No, I get that. But we got some high-end, classy backyard breeders that went out and bought a $15,000 dog, not knowing what they were doing and who they were buying it from. Now they got a dog that's got every dysplasia under the sun, and it cost them $15,000, and they're gonna breed it anyways. Is that a backyard breeder?
I've known people that paid over $10,000 for dogs that didn't turn out, and they didn't breed them, and they were early in their breeding career. So it just depends on the individual. Like he said, it's not like a group of people that it's just whoever.
What about that cat? What about that cat that paid $15,000 and said this dog's gonna be? Dog only had one testicle descend, and he gonna breed it anyways. He paid $15,000 for that dog. Is that a backyard breeder?
They go.
Well, I want to take away. We're not talking about a mass of people. You talk about one guy, and if somebody spent $15,000 on a dog, if they bought a $15,000 dog from you, I'm pretty sure you're gonna coach them in what direction to go. You know what I mean? But to spend that much,
a lot don't.
Huh?
I love Mike. I love you, Mike. But I need to answer the question. Dude shows up with $15,000, doesn't know what he's doing. Think about it, bro. We keep thinking about somebody buying a $1,500 stud. That's regular Joes like you and me. I grew up in the inner city. There were dogs for $500.
Right.
But what if you were born into old money? You just, I don't know, grandma kicked the bucket and you got $500,000. You could afford a $15,000 dog and you bought it. And a testicle didn't descend, and he's got one eye that doesn't wink. But he's going to breed it anyways. Is that a backyard breeder?
I say yes.
Ethical. And
Depends on if it was his left.
And unethical.
Yeah.
Donald wanting to know if it was the left or right eye that wasn't winking.
No, the testicle, man. If it was his lefty, man,
Yeah.
you got to get rid of it.
You gotta get rid of them.
Hey, real quick, man. Kyle, DeWitt Bully, man. Give me some love, bro.
Es claro que
Just
sí,
remember.
cabrón.
Es claro que sí, cabrón. Every Monday at 6 p.m. so we don't ruin your Monday night experience, bro. Hey, this is the way I see it, bro. I don't care what you paid for a dog. First of all, if you didn't know what you were doing in the first place, that's usually grounds to set you up for being a backyard breeder. And if you're going to breed the dog, regardless of what that embark says, the dog has of the undescended testicle of the left eye that ain't winking, to me, you're a backyard breeder because you're making monetary decisions on breeding. You shouldn't be breeding a dog because you paid 15 grand for it. You should be breeding the dog because it makes sense. It's going to bring something to your program. It's got the right ingredients. You've done your homework. You've done, whatever. But to me, if you're breeding a $15,000 dog because it costs you $15,000, it ain't no different than that dude that bought a $1,500 dog and is going to breed it because it cost him $1,500. It's the same thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm throwing it out there, bro. We got Fredia saying,
"Oh, nobody get confused. You spend $15,000 on a dog, don't mean you're gonna just like my man said, you're gonna sell $15,000 dogs."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's the mentality. The
Right.
mentality is if Raul is selling he's selling $10,000 puppies. If I bought QBN, I could sell $10,000 puppies too. No, you moron.
Right.
You just bought a Coke can out of the Coke machine. I did not hand you the keys to the manufacturing plant.
There you go.
Two different things, bro.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the mentality is what sets you as to whether you're a backyard breeder or not. And that's where these lines get crossed sometimes. Hey, I'm sure it's happened to everybody. It's happened to me. I've had customers that have bought a pup and they turn around and think that because they bought a QBN dog that they can speak for QBN. No, bro. My marketing is mine. You need to go grow on your own the same way I grew and the same way everybody else is growing. You just don't buy a Coke can and walk down the street and tell a bum, here's a Coke can. Go inside and you have a job in the manufacturing plant because you're an owner. I just bought a can, so that makes me a shared owner. No, it doesn't work that way, bro.
Mike and I have really made a friendship, and our common denominator is we don't talk shit about anybody. And they're backyard breeders, and I don't even care. I ain't gonna say one bad thing about them, but I know that like everything I've seen from Gary and Jerry and Raul, it all meshed, and I don't know if I'd call it we got out of the backyard breeding, but we got we got into a point that man, we were at least putting a lot of effort into it, but I need to read the at a certain point, you just have to tell people that call you. They say I can get a bully for $800. Say, man, go get 3 or 4 of them. I don't care. Yeah. We know what we got, and we're not going to give it away. And we would rather keep it or give it away to our relatives. But it's kind of Mike and I, man. We just say yes or no. Is that someone we want to deal with? Or what are they showing us? And like with Jerry right now, I'm so impressed with what he is, because we could talk to him all day, and we do with Jerry all day. It's
he's at our level, bro. Irregardless, if in the eyes of the public, he is small kennel. You're an idiot. It's what you are. You don't even know what's going on. This dude over here doing some big things.
You can't have nine titled dogs and be a small breeder, man.
No,
exactly. You got to have an eye for what you're doing.
You were good at it from the first, I can tell.
He probably was born good at it.
Yeah.
I got a question.
I handle them all myself too. I don't get other people to handle my dogs.
There you go. You train and handle yourself. Yeah. So what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
I actually work for the government.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. Washington Redskin fan. Got you be, man.
I'm a mechanic for the building, you know what I'm saying, for the USDA, but yeah.
Okay, you're the mechanic for USDA?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Nice. Because a lot of times to build that up, I mean, how do you say that? Like Jerry, you know, I know what Jerry done in the past and what Raul done in the past and what Donald do in the past, and a lot of it influence the success they have is from what they've done or even the upbringing. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, I was a plumber first. I started when I was probably about 20 years old, and I think I had my first van when I was like 22, and I was a foreman by like 25, and
oh man, early.
Yeah.
so they didn't really like the baby face dude walking on the job site and got the dude, and then some of
Making that money.
yeah.
Well, I think there's probably something that a common thread among people who are successful in the dog business, that they've been successful or are driven in other areas of their life and have achieved levels of success. I think there's that type, whether that be a type A personality or whether that be a zest for knowledge and the application of that knowledge or whatever that might be. But I feel like, there's some people out there that just flat refuse to fail,
Right.
It's just not in their makeup. And
See right there.
I'm one.
Yeah. What's that?
Tattoo refuse to lose.
Refuse to lose.
There you go. There you go.
Guys, I got a couple of questions I got to go over here real quick. Let's all answer it as briefly as we can. John Lyons saying, can a backyard breeder be seen as a student and not be judged on how he got his pups? So I think being a backyard breeder is circumstantial. So I already said, bro, if you're in the same place mentally today that you were a year ago, 2-3 years ago, you're a backyard breeder. You haven't grown. But it may happen that it takes you 5 years to turn the page on a book, right? And for 5 years, you were a backyard breeder. And on year 5, you decided, hey, you know what? I want to do better. I think with time, if you show the world, or yourself, more importantly, that you're consistent with this mentality that you now found, you can definitely shed that label. I've had a lot of people come to me and say, dude, I was a backyard breeder years ago. I'm so glad I found you. I've learned so much. I've been able to relate with other people on the platform. And I've learned and I've upped my game to a point that I never even thought I could get to. That's what it's all about.
But if you continue, if you buy all your dogs from a backyard breeder and all your knowledge comes just from that backyard breeder,
yeah,
backyard breeder,
yeah.
I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, but you're only limited to your surroundings, right? And if you want to grow, you're gonna have to, like Raul saying, look at that there, man. See, automatic.
Yeah.
Hold on, don't say nothing.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta look at the source where you get information from.
There you go. It's the source.
Yeah.
Look at
it.
All that's waffle, ain't it?
Well, everybody think he's off of waffle. He's a Shamrock son.
That's a Shamrock direct son.
Yeah.
And okay.
3-time champion Search and Seer. Then that's off of his daughter. Off of his sister. I bred his sister to Grand Champion Jaws to produce him. His name.
Nice.
Dual champion English. Then that's the Waffle House son. The Shots Fire son.
Right. Yep. You can see the waffle. Yeah, you can see that for sure.
Yeah.
What made you choose J2?
I was trying to produce. No, I bred to Jaws.
Okay, you went directly J2's dad.
J2 is what I was trying to do.
You was trying to make a J2.
Yeah, I was going to breed to J2, but I didn't like the owner, to be straight up.
Yeah, sometimes. Hey, sometimes you gotta buy that stud crate of the owner you don't like, man.
So I went to the source, and I just so happened to meet the guy Julian that owns J2 at a show one day, and what's a man named Carl that owns Homicide. So I seen Homicide, J2. I seen, all of them at the same time. And yeah, I was like, I was sold after I met him after that.
So is it important going to shows and seeing these dogs that's out there, or?
It's only one dog that I think I ever bred to. No, I take that back. It's one dog that I will be breeding to shortly that I haven't seen in person yet. That I don't even want to say his name, but his buzz is coming. It's coming.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Kind of with me, I kind of lock in. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, lucky, I guess you want to say. Like Shamrock, he was only a champion when I locked him in. He just so happened to grand champ out by the time we did the breeding. Zero was, I think he had just grand champed out. Like he wasn't the #1 dog in the world and all that stuff. And Jake, I mean, there was a bunch of, like it just so happens that dogs became crazy popular after I did the breeding. And I think that my next breeding, that dog's going to be one of them.
And that's the thing. That's part of the strategy of going to the shows is having the eye and catching these studs at an early age.
Yeah.
Catch them at an early age and get them locked in. So, but you gotta have an eye. You gotta have an eye for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, because like Zero, I seen him when he was. I only think Zero might have been. He might have been like 1. First time I seen him in person. 7 might have been. I think he was in the months, maybe 10, 11 months. Like he had just champed out. I think the first time I really was seeing him.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I seen little problems in the ring against Precious. I had my girl Spiteful's mother, Bizarre, was up against a few times. And yeah, we was there today, camped out because it was one day, one show.
Yep.
One
show.
Yeah.
So listen, real quick, let me jump in, man. I got Rutherford asking a question, man. Eric Rutherford, he says, I guess, do you guys think pup back deals are a good way to start a program, or does it ruin the value of your stud? What do y'all think about that?
You to do a pup back deal, it has to match what you're already doing in your yard, like Pope was saying, that branch. That's the only time you do a pup back deal. You won't do a pup back deal just to grab a pup, to build more dogs, to have more dogs is what I'm saying. Because I don't know. That's just
I feel that starting a program on a pup back deal is a monetary decision on breeding. I'm just keeping it real with you, bro. If you ain't got the $3,000 to start out buying a pup and doing your own thing, and instead you're going to start out with a pup back deal.
Yeah, kind of coming in on a deal and get a person.
Yeah.
That thought process that everything deals. I should be able to get a stud for a deal and this for a deal, everything for, like, that's not really a great way to start, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go buy you a female, and then even she fits in, or whatever. You know what I mean? Get the best that you can get for your price. If not, you know what I'm saying, hold off. If you ain't got the money, hold off, save up. You know what I'm saying? To get that puppy, wait another year.
Man.
So maybe the Shamrock. Really, that I couldn't afford the puppy, but
that's what I'm talking about.
Puppy, the person was like so crazy. I ain't gonna say crazy, but had a bunch of rules and regulations on how, you know what I'm saying, I had to show a video of my house and all this types of stuff in order to buy, even to just send her a deposit for a puppy. And it was, I think, like $3,500 at the time. You know what I'm saying? That was what, 5-6 years ago. And I was like, man, I can breed the Shamrock myself for just $2,500. So I mean,
right. Yeah.
Hey, you think like us?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Drippy Smooth, because Drippy dropped the $2.99 sticker, so I'll make sure I answer his question. He already a member. He don't have to do that. Yeah, but it's all good, Drippy. Keep doing it. Keep dripping the money in. Hey, Drippy says, I have been hearing that you cannot start a line with a Merle female. Is that true or false? And if true, could it be shown on the ped chart you got? I don't see anybody else jumping, so I'm gonna jump in. I think you can start with a Merle female. However, if you came to me and asked me, I would probably tell you not to start with a Merle female. And the reason you can start is because if you breed that Merle female to a non-Merle male, there are going to be pups in that litter that are going to be non-Merle. But you're handicapping yourself. And here's why. Say you went ahead and bred to that female, and say you wanted to inbreed to a male. Let's just say that was your idea. You wanted a non-Merle male. You had an 8-pup litter, and you only had 2 males that were non-merle. You just limited yourself, bro. Genetics is possibilities. If she had an 8 litter and she had 4 males and 4 females, but 2 of them pups are merles, pretty much 50% of your odds you just kicked out the window because you were chasing the merle color from the beginning. My recommendation to a new breeder is wait for the merle later on down, or buy 2 females, 1 merle and 1 non-merle. But to start out solely with a merle female, I feel you're going to bottleneck yourself even if you don't want to. I don't know what you guys got. What you got on this, Gary?
Yeah, I don't breed to merles myself personally, so I would say, yeah, you're going to kind of put yourself in a certain corner, I guess, per se, and you're going to have to almost like breed your way out of it type.
Yes.
In order to get to the I don't even know how to put it, but yeah, to almost to bring you back to the regular colors and stuff. Like, I'm not a color chaser and all that stuff. I mean, I would, you know what I'm saying, love a chocolate tri female. You know what I'm saying?
But you're not chasing it.
Yeah, I'm not chasing them.
If it's not there, it's not there. You put yourself, Malachi made an excellent comment. He says it's putting yourself in a genetic deficit. And I agree. And I think it's more of genetic deficit, but in the odds sense.
Yeah. Once you start the merle, then you're going to get half a litter of merle and not. And every litter you're going to come across, when you want a merle, you kicked half of them out of the whelping box. You know, you can't even look at them because this time I'm keeping this. You know.
Yeah. Also, somebody that is starting out and wants a merle, in my opinion, does not understand that merle is a dominant gene, which means you could breed to it at any time. It doesn't have to be right now, and you're going to get merle pups. Why start out like that?
I say because they chasing what they hear about how much money they can get for merle puppies.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
It'll go back to that.
You're absolutely right. We got DeWitt Bully saying, what age do you get puppies ear crop? DeWitt, I think it goes down to the cropper. I've had croppers tell me, I'll crop your dog's ear. It's 2 years old. I'll still do it. I have others that say I only do it up to 12 weeks. I think it comes down to the cropper. You guys have anything on that?
8 to 12 weeks is a good time to get it done. We've got an 8-month-old done before, and they're just so much more strong, and they're able to jack those stitches up so much more easily. It's just a harder heel.
Older the dog.
The adult.
Yeah.
It could be harder to get the ears to stand up sometimes too, doing it later because of the cartilage and everything setting up.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
That was the worst thing on the 8-month-old pup, man. I was over there cringing, man, because it sounded like dude was breaking bones.
Yeah.
It sounded like bones breaking, man. That cartilage is so hard.
So hard and thick.
What's the youngest that you get puppies ears done?
7 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's
the other the cropper set that rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the other thing I found, man. The more you wait to crop the ears, let's get out of the medical side of it for a second. The more issues you're going to have because that pup has more abilities to take off the e-collar, to pop a staple, pop a stitch, do whatever. If you know it's going to be your dog and you're going to keep it, I would recommend the younger that you could do it, the better. I've seen a litter of 10 pups at 6 weeks old get their ears cropped. Owner had no issues whatsoever.
That's the age I usually get them done, and it's usually pretty sweet because if I let the puppies go around 8 to 9 weeks, they all healed up and everything for the new owners. And I always get all my puppies' ears cropped at once. I don't, you know what I'm saying, go back and forth and all that type of stuff. Or I'm getting it cropped because this person, if somebody puts a deposit and don't want the ears cropped, then I won't. But besides that, I'm getting everybody done.
Okay.
Hey, real
I
quick,
wait
guys.
till
Go ahead, Jerry.
I was gonna say I wait till 14 weeks until after my puppies have all had their vaccinations. Most, depends on whether they're going to a vet or somebody's coming in. But if they're going to a vet, staying overnight, I mean, I want them to have as much immunity to parvo and other things as possible if they're going someplace. Now, I mean,
That's fair.
That's just me. I've never had any problems at 14 weeks with anybody, and everything's always gone well. So.
Real quick, guys, I want to qualify John Lyon. He's the one that came up with the question, can a backyard breeder be seen as a student and not judged on how he got his pups? John Lyon, I'm going to go ahead and qualify you for a free spin, my brother. And let's bring up that screen, man, because, hey, here you go. John Lyon, this was for you, man. Let me get these ads out the way. Here you go. Let's see what you got, bro. Oh!
It was going too fast, man. It was going too fast.
Man. That was close. Y'all lying. That was a free spin. What you got? What you got, Gary?
Say with what he said. I say depends on the situation too. Like say if you're starting off with a dog that you got false papers on the dog. Right. And you know what I'm saying, you want to start off your kennel with a dog with false papers, that's not really a good look. Because all you're gonna do is you're messing yourself up at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
That's the other part of the coin. I have never understood. That is the one question I get asked at least 2 or 3 times every day, no matter what. How do I get papers? I'm going to let you people out there know from a breeder standpoint, when somebody asks you this, bells and whistles are going off in my head. You're either a backyard breeder or you're trying to stiff somebody you bought a dog as a pet quality in order not to pay them so you could get paper behind their back. I'm just keeping it real, guys. I mean, am I right all the time? No, I could very well be wrong, but that's what goes through my head right off the bat. Just keeping it real. You guys, when somebody comes to you talking about, can I get papers on this dog? What do y'all think, man? What goes through your head?
Shit.
I'm like, why didn't you have him to begin with?
Right.
That's what I want.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Man,
I do mine as puppies.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Hey, Christopher Holiday says, hey, man, hold up. You ain't going to keep me out the conversation tonight. He says, if we progesterone test to check the fertility of eggs, why, if the stud is on the yard, we just empty the clip and don't worry about the maturity? Huh? Are you talking about the maturity of the sperm or the maturity of the stud? Because the sperm and the eggs, the eggs, they definitely take 48 hours to mature, but the sperm, once the dog is mature enough, sexually mature.
He's saying, I think he's saying, why test them if you could breed them?
If you got the stud on your yard,
You got the stud on your yard. Empty the clip.
Okay. I miss it. Hey, I agree, bro. Yeah. To be honest with you, when I do in-house breeding, I test until I'm about at 8.5. I know she's ovulating. I'm putting the stud into this girl for the next 4 to 5 days. I'm not even testing again. I'll test again at the 5th time, just to make sure, because sometimes they do have an extended window. If he could go in a 6th time. But, I agree with you on that, man.
And would you agree, Roll? I mean, so when I used to breed horses, right, we'd bring that stud around to check that female out, right? And you can always judge by his response and hers whether or not it's time to go. We didn't do progesterone testing on females. We just, we teased them is what we called them. We teased them. Well, there's a difference between how if you're now, the key is you've got to monitor this, right? So after she comes in heat, starts bleeding, somewhere between 8-10 days, you kind of you'll see a change in behavior, but that male's behavior is going to peak at a certain point. His response is going to peak.
Yep.
So you got to pay close attention to that, but you can do that because that stud's going to tell you when she's ready to go.
He gonna tell you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you know,
agree.
so
Yeah. My boy PG test. I mean, I get PG test on all my females. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, he's my let me know.
Yep.
She's ready.
sure.
So Pat could be like, nah, not today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, he's trying to get out the cage. He's all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about when you have a horny little pup that no matter what, he's ready to go. By the way, his name is Patron. If you ever watch me on a live, I may be talking on a serious manner and he may be humping, I don't know, a lump in the background. Dude is just all over the place. But no, definitely having an adult that can detect when the female's ready is straight up golden, bro.
Right.
Straight up golden. Real quick, guys, let me go ahead and bring Hollywood from the back. And yeah, Hollywood. You thought
Hollywood.
yeah. Real quick, guys, I just want to let you know, we just dropped the video today. Puppy care tips. American Bully puppy care tips. Check it out. In that video, I know I talk raw. I know I talk barf, but just hear me out. I stopped doing kibble in the winter last year, and it worked out for me. But I decided we're going to go ahead and feed kibble this winter so I can compare what kibble does to a particular part of my population within my yard. All right? So right now, all the dogs in my yard are being fed Whitefish Wholesomes. That's the brand. If you go watch that video, you go all the way to the comments, write whatever brand it is, whatever brand gets the most likes by Sunday night, that's the brand I'm going to be feeding the other half of my kennel. 30 days later, we're going to make a video. We're going to compare. So I'm going to purposefully grab, say, for example, siblings, like, say, Gaines Bully's Tatanka right here and his sister Oreo, and they're both going to be on different kibble. And we're going to see if it makes any difference. All right. Hey, it's been a great show, man. We need to start the round robin. We're going to start with Hollywood. Gary, just follow suit, man.
Real quick, I got to get Mike Green a Saints hat for next Sunday since he swapped and came to my neck of the woods. So that's what we're fixing to do by next week, hopefully.
You said neck of the woods?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that's how we speak. You know that. You're from Louisiana. You know better.
He forgot. He forgot, Kyle.
You've been in Texas too long.
Hey, that's why
Mike, you've been in Texas way too long.
You're right. That's why I can jump the bandwagon, though, man. I'm coming home next week.
Hey, take them spurs off. Come on home.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be there to see you next week, man.
That's it. It's your boy Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back of the queue. We're catching you on the next one.
Jerry James.
Jerry James.
Hey, always a pleasure to be a guest with these fine guys, and I always enjoy it. So maybe I'll catch you next time.
Oh, watch out. Gaines Bullies.
There it is. Mike G, Donald Gaines. Hey, salute to everybody out there, man. We
Gaines
appreciate
Bully,
y'all.
man, we loved it tonight.
We love y'all, man. Hey,
there
nice,
you go.
Hey, nice, Pope. Man, you producing some great stuff over there, man. Glad to have you on.
Yeah. That was terribly
Appreciate it.
to meet you, man.
Gary Pope, King Pope Kennels in the house.
Gary Pope with King Pope Kennels. I appreciate y'all fellas for having me on. It's a huge honor. I was still shaking in my boots right now, you know what I'm saying? But I really appreciate it. And I hopefully I get an invite one more time on here. And I'll see y'all soon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, King Pope, you ain't going nowhere, bro. Stay on, because now comes the second part of the show when we talk for another hour and a half in the back. Listen, guys, you already know what this platform is about. It's about education. It's about learning from each other so we could become better breeders. And like I always say, man, hold up, Kyle. Hold up. Like I always say, hold on, man. Like I always say, it's been Roll for the Q, catching you on the next one.
Someone told you bully breeding is where it's at. You don't care about ethics or morals, cause the money is where it's at. Get back. Think you buy 2 dogs, a breed to make money and get fat like that. Get back. Better learn your breed standards and genetics before you get trapped. Get back. Left predators with a smile looking at you ready to attack. Get back. Now you cry cause you stuck with pup.